Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza, quantum energy healer here, and today's tip is about following your own light, your own path. So, you are a unique, beautiful being of light, and we are inspired by so many people. We follow people online, we read books of people we admire, we learn from different coaches and healers and inspirational people, and all of that is great. But here's the confusion that I keep seeing is people really loving someone and their ways and their teachings and immersing themselves in it and really learning everything. But then here comes the confusion of wanting to be like them in like the exact same way, right? I want to do exactly that. And this comes from the conformity and the way that we have been taught um, all of our lives, which is, you go to school, you learn these lessons and you study them really well, and then you go to work and you follow the rules really well, you work really hard, then you can make it. Then you can make it there, right? But that whole system is broken and is collapsing, as you can see by so many people who are making things work by doing their own thing and doing it their own way. So it's really good to learn and to be inspired and to follow the people that you like or to take classes and all of those things so that you can learn and you can anchor and you can open your mind to different things. But then take those teachings and make them your own. So you have to go deep within yourself because all of your knowledge is within you, it's inside of you. So take whatever resonates from anybody and everything that you learn, including me. And take what resonates and use that the way that works for you. And then whatever doesn't resonate with you, then you just leave it. That's not for you. It might be for somebody else, not for you. So the confusion comes when people are like, oh my gosh, how are they doing it? And I want to do it. And if I follow this path, especially with coaching, right? You have coaches and you go and you follow exactly their path. And a lot of times it doesn't align with you. Doesn't mean it doesn't work for other people. It does work, but maybe it doesn't work for you because you're different, right? We're all different. We're all unique, different beings. And so you take the parts that work for you, the ones that resonate with you, the ones that makes you feel like, yeah, that's the way it is. And that feels really good. And I'm excited about it. The ones that feel kind of icky or like, I'm not sure about it, then those don't resonate. So you take the teachings that you really like, the ones that resonate with your soul, and then you look deep inside and you see, how do I make this work for me? So I saw this a lot when I was teaching my automatic writing class. Um, the way that I would call down the angels to come with us and in the group and then start writing automatically to get the messages from our higher selves was to call in the angels. And I always start by saying good morning because usually I do it in the morning, right? Or good evening if you're doing it in the afternoon or in the evening, right? So good evening, Archangel Michael. Um, Thank you for being here and blah blah blah, right? That's how I started. So when I was teaching this, I was really conscious that not all people speak this way. People are like, hey yo, thanks for being here, Archangel Michael, whatever it is, the way that you are speaking, right? Or the way that you would normally greet somebody. So this is what I mean about making things your own and not following things exactly or strictly to the T, to whichever way you are getting or gaining the knowledge that you are receiving. So you take the knowledge and then you go and look at yourself. Is this me? Does this resonate? Do I speak that way? I don't speak that way. So then it's not going to work for you. You need to put it in your own words. So it's also kind of like the way you raise your kids. You have your kids and you catch glimpses of your kids as they're growing up that are like, oh, that's just like me, or that's just like, your partner. And you can tell the parts that are just like you, right? That the child is taking that part of their being, of the way that they behave or that they act, that is just like you. But then they take all the learnings that you've given them, and what do they do with it? They do their own thing. They just take off and do whatever it is that they want with the teachings that you're giving them. So you're the same thing. You are exactly the same. Just because you are an adult does not mean that that stops. You still continue to take the teachings from wherever it is that you're gathering them, but then you make them your own. You make them your own to see if it resonates with you. Somebody also was asking me about the Akasha records. I did a whole course on the Akasha records, and now I can read them for other people. But while I was taking that course, it was revealed to me that I was always working in the records, that I have been in the records since I was a kid. So big revelations that happen for me, right? And so some of the teachings say like you shouldn't consume alcoholic beverages before going into the Akashic records. And they have, their reasons. And there's a lot of books and a lot of teachers who teach that. And so some people who are still thinking the linear way, I'm going to learn this book or this person, and they say not to do this, but I had a drink, I had a party, and I want to do this, and I can't do it because, does it resonate with you? Is this true for you? Because, like I said, I had always been working in the records, and I had no idea about these rules, which are also, from different people, right? It works for them, it's true for them. If you believe it is true for you, that says you cannot have a drink before opening the records. Maybe it's not good. I'm not saying it's good either way, right? I'm just saying that if you feel in your heart that it's okay to do that, then go ahead and do it because it will be true for you. And if somebody else finds out, like, oh, this didn't work for me, and every time I have a drink, this happens, or it's not as clear, or whatever else ideas they have, then that's true for them. So you have to ask yourself, is this true for me? And then go on and take those teachings, right? So I have seen so many people just look for somebody else and want to follow in their steps because it's so inspiring and it's so exciting and it's so amazing. But doing so, they lose themselves. Who are you? Who is the person? Who are you in comparison with the teacher that you are learning from, right? You take the teachings and then you make them your own. It's like writing, right? You're learning how to write and being creative. You write in your own creative way, and that's the way that a really good creative piece of written assignment gets done. It's not by copying the words for words from somebody who is already a writer. You are creating your own things. So you take the teachings of this, of whatever it is that you're learning, and then you make sure that you attach it to you. Who are you? How does this resonate with me? How can I take this information that I just learned and make it work for me so that when I speak it, when I use it, when I share it, other people are inspired by me because they are connecting with my unique frequency, and then they can hear me, they can hear the message that I have to give because they are connected with my frequency, not the frequency of the author of that wrote that book that I learned from, or this other mentor that I'm with. Is mine, right? And then they can take my teachings and make it their own and go on and continue to teach on to the rest of the people that they are touching, right? So that's the whole purpose. Be yourself, follow your light. And this is coming in right through that I haven't mentioned, but when you are so busy looking to be perfect, or to be exactly as the book says, or as the workshop says, or as the person says, you're not allowing your creativity to happen. And it's you allowing yourself to be like them instead of you being you. So you're using your energy to try to copy or mimic someone else instead of using your energy to be you, to come out of your shell and show us who you truly are. That's the key, right? You're wasting your time by trying to be like someone else. And I've been seeing that a lot with a lot of different people in terms of really getting lost and looking to see like that's how it's done, and there is no that's how it's done. The only way that it's done is the way that it feels good for you in your heart. What feels good for me in my heart is not the same thing that feels good for you in your heart. What feels good for whomever wrote a book that you're reading, that you're really liking, is not going to be the same thing that feels good for you in your heart. So you have to take the teachings, make it your own. This is really, really important. So you stop wasting time in trying to become exactly like someone else who has made it in whatever field you're going to, who is popular, who is like really doing well because they are following their own thing, right? So that is really important, especially now where everything else is just collapsing. All of those, um, all of those ideas of you have to do A, B, C, and D and follow this strict little path that only allows you like this very certain amount of possibilities, when you truly are an infinite being with infinite possibilities. And so when you look inside yourself, you take the teachings and you look inside yourself as to like, how does this resonate with me? Then you open all of the possibilities around you so that you have more choices, so that you know that it's even bigger than what you could have ever imagined that is possible for you. So that's my tip for today. Follow your own light. If you like this video, please press like. If you like to subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.